A Journey to Oz. Anticipating the Narrative Tapestry of Wicked. Part 1. The emerald glow of the Land of Oz, so familiar and yet so deceptively simple, is poised to be reimagined for the silver screen in John M. Chu's highly anticipated film adaptation of the Broadway phenomenon, Wicked. Part 1 of this cinematic endeavor promises to delve into the untold story of the Witches of Oz, specifically focusing on the formative years and burgeoning relationship between Elphaba, the misunderstood girl born with green skin, and Galinda, the popular and ambitious blonde. The narrative will likely begin in the bustling, educational atmosphere of Shiz University, a crucible where their disparate paths first converge, setting the stage for a complex and ultimately transformative friendship. We can anticipate the opening scenes establishing the societal norms and prejudices of Oz, where surface appearances often dictate perception. The arrival of Elphaba Throp, the daughter of the governor of Munchkinland, will be a stark contrast to the established order. Her emerald skin, a genetic anomaly whispered to be a curse, immediately marks her as an outsider, attracting stares and hushed judgments. This visual difference will likely be emphasized early on, highlighting the themes of prejudice and the superficiality of appearances that are central to the Wicked narrative. Juxtaposed against Elphaba's arrival is the entrance of Galinda Upland, a vision of effervescent popularity and social grace. Adorned in fashionable attire and radiating confidence, Galinda is the epitome of everything Elphaba is not: accepted, admired, and seemingly effortlessly navigating the social landscape. Their initial encounters will likely showcase a stark contrast in personalities and perspectives, with Galinda initially recoiling from Elphaba's perceived oddness, and Elphaba viewing Galinda with a mixture of disdain and perhaps a touch of envy. The pivotal moment that throws these two unlikely characters together is their forced cohabitation as roommates. This arrangement, born out of a mix-up orchestrated by the school's headmistress, Madame Morrible, will serve as the catalyst for their tumultuous relationship. The early scenes within their shared room will be rife with comedic tension and underlying animosity, as their contrasting personalities clash. Galinda's preoccupation with social standing and fashion will likely grate on Elphaba's more intellectual and socially conscious sensibilities. Conversely, Elphaba's intense focus on her studies and her unwavering belief in justice might appear intimidating or even abrasive to the more light-hearted Galinda. However, beneath the surface of their initial dislike, the seeds of a profound connection will begin to sprout. Moments of shared vulnerability, perhaps stemming from societal pressures or personal insecurities, will offer glimpses into their deeper selves. We can anticipate scenes where Galinda's seemingly effortless charm masks a desire for genuine acceptance, and where Elphaba's prickly exterior shields a compassionate heart and a fierce determination to right perceived wrongs. The introduction of Fiyero Tigalar, the charming and somewhat irresponsible Winky Prince, will further complicate their dynamic. Fiyero's initial attraction to Galinda, fueled by her popularity and beauty, will be evident. However, his interactions with Elphaba, often marked by intellectual sparring and challenging conversations, will reveal a different facet of his personality and hint at a deeper understanding between him and the green-skinned outcast. The burgeoning love triangle, a key element of the musical, will likely be established early on, setting the stage for future emotional entanglements and difficult choices. As Elphaba navigates the prejudiced environment of Shiz, her latent magical abilities will begin to surface. These moments, potentially visually stunning in their cinematic portrayal, will showcase her innate power, but also further set her apart from her peers. The film will likely explore the fear and misunderstanding that accompany her magic, contributing to her growing sense of isolation. Madame Morrible, initially appearing as a supportive figure, will likely play a crucial role in guiding Elphaba's magical development, though hints of her manipulative nature and hidden agenda may begin to surface. A significant turning point in their relationship will likely be the scene where Elphaba, through an act of unintended magic, or perhaps a conscious decision, transforms Galinda into Glinda the Good. This moment, anticipated to be both visually captivating and emotionally resonant, signifies a shift in their dynamic. Galinda, initially horrified by the transformation, will eventually embrace her new identity, recognizing the power and influence it brings. This scene will likely delve into the complexities of their friendship, exploring the sacrifices and compromises they make for each other, even if those compromises are not always fully understood or appreciated at the time. The allure and mystery surrounding The Wizard of Oz will be another crucial element explored in Part 1. Elphaba's growing awareness of the injustices and manipulations within Oz, particularly concerning the suppression of animals, sentient creatures capable of speech and reason, will fuel her desire to meet the wizard and seek answers. Her passionate advocacy for the marginalized and her unwavering belief in fairness will solidify her position as a rebel against the established order. The pivotal journey to the Emerald City, a visual spectacle in the musical, will likely be translated onto the screen with breathtaking grandeur. Elphaba and Glinda's experiences within the opulent and seemingly utopian city will unveil the cracks beneath the surface of Oz's perceived perfection. Their encounter with the wizard, anticipated to be a charismatic yet ultimately deceptive figure, will be a turning point for Elphaba. The realization that the wizard is not the benevolent ruler he appears to be, and that he is actively involved in the suppression of animals, will solidify Elphaba's resolve to fight against the systemic injustices she witnesses. The infamous Defying Gravity sequence, a show-stopping moment in the musical, will undoubtedly be a climactic scene in Part 1. This moment, potentially rendered with spectacular visual effects, will showcase Elphaba embracing her magical abilities and her defiance against the wizard and the oppressive regime. It will mark her transformation from a misunderstood outcast into a figure of rebellion, the Wicked Witch of the West, as she will become known in the public narrative. The scene will likely be infused with powerful emotion, highlighting Elphaba's unwavering determination and her willingness to stand up for what she believes in, even if it means being labeled as wicked. The narrative will likely conclude with Elphaba, now branded as a dangerous and evil figure, going into hiding, vowing to continue her fight against the wizard's tyranny. Glinda, now firmly established as Glinda the Good, will grapple with the consequences of their diverging paths and the societal pressures that have contributed to Elphaba's vilification. Part 1 will likely end on a note of bittersweetness, highlighting the broken bond between the two witches and the complex circumstances that led to their opposing roles in the established Ozian narrative. Throughout Part 1, the film will likely emphasize the themes of perspective, challenging the audience to question preconceived notions of good and evil. The narrative will aim to demonstrate how propaganda and manipulation can shape public perception, turning heroes into villains and vice versa. The complexities of friendship, the power of individual conviction, and the importance of fighting for justice will be central to the film's message. The visual spectacle of Oz, the memorable musical numbers seamlessly integrated into the narrative, and the powerful performances of the lead actors will all contribute to what is anticipated to be a captivating and thought-provoking cinematic experience, finally bringing the untold story of the Witches of Oz to a global audience. While this remains a speculative summary based on the source material, the anticipation for the 2024 release of Wicked Part 1 is immense, promising a deep dive into the origins of a beloved story and a fresh perspective on the Land of Oz.